Welcome to the Daily English Lab podcast. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Victor, and I'm excited to have you join me for another engaging lesson designed to help you speak English with confidence, one simple step at a time. Today, we're diving into a topic that is crucial for many English learners: how to start talking in English. If you already have some knowledge of English, perhaps you understand grammar, know a good number of words, or can read and comprehend English but still struggle to speak. This episode is especially for you that it's common to feel stuck when you want to express yourself verbally. You might find that when it's time to speak, the words just don't come. If you relate to this, know that you are not alone. Many English learners experience the same frustration. It doesn't mean you're bad at English or that you're slow to learn. You might simply be missing a few crucial steps to help you begin. In today's episode, I'll guide you step by step through the process of overcoming these obstacles. We'll explore why speaking can feel difficult, even when you have a solid grasp of the language. I'll share practical and easy techniques to start speaking, whether you're feeling shy, afraid of making mistakes, or don't have a partner. To converse with, we'll discuss why the act of speaking English can be challenging and introduce small daily habits you can adopt, such as talking to yourself, shadowing, speaking aloud, using simple words, and gradually building your confidence. Remember, you don't need to achieve perfection, you simply need to start. So, find a quiet space, put on your headphones, and let's embark on this journey together. You have the ability to speak English. Let's unlock your voice right here on the Daily English Lab podcast. Understanding why speaking English feels difficult. Let's begin by discussing why many learners feel that speaking English is so challenging, even when they have a solid understanding of grammar and vocabulary. This is a common experience for many people. They attend classes, study grammar, complete exercises, and watch English videos. Yet when it comes time to speak, they freeze. Their minds may go blank, or they may feel overwhelmed with fear, leading them to avoid speaking altogether. So what causes this phenomenon? One major reason is the fear of making mistakes. Many learners worry that they might say something incorrect, leading to laughter, correction, or misunderstanding from others. This fear can be incredibly powerful and often stops learners from attempting to speak at all. But here's the truth: everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language. Even native speakers occasionally stumble over their words. Mistakes are not something to fear. They are a crucial part of the learning process. Each time you say something incorrectly, your brain learns how to improve for next time. This is how authentic learning occurs. Another significant factor is shyness or low self-confidence. Some learners feel timid when speaking in front of others, nervous about how their voice sounds in English, or concerned about their accent and pronunciation. They may find themselves comparing their skills to others and thinking, "Look how well she speaks. I can't do that." When you fall into this trap of comparison, your confidence diminishes, creating a cycle where you avoid speaking because you feel shy and remain shy because you don't practice. It's essential for you to remember that you are not alone. Many English learners, even those who have lived in English-speaking countries for years, can feel nervous when speaking. This feeling is completely normal. It does not reflect your intelligence or capability. It just means you need a bit of support and practice. What you need most is a shift in mindset. Right now, your brain might be telling you, "Don't speak unless you are perfect." This line of thinking is counterproductive. The truth is, you will improve by speaking. You don't wait to achieve perfection. You speak, and in doing so, you enhance your skills. Think of it this way: learning to swim. You can read about swimming techniques all day long, but you won't truly learn until you jump into the water. Speaking English operates in a similar way. You learn by doing. So, instead of telling yourself, "I'm not ready," try adopting the mindset of, "I'm learning, and it's okay to make mistakes." This shift in perspective is powerful. When you stop striving for perfection and focus on communication, everything becomes easier. You don't need to use complex words or sound like a native speaker. You simply need to express yourself with the words and confidence you have today. Remember, speaking English is a skill, and like any skill, it requires time and practice. You didn't learn to walk in a single day. You fell many times, but you kept getting back up. Speaking is no different. You may feel nervous or slow at first, but if you persist, you will grow stronger. Gradually, your voice will become more confident, and one day you'll look back and think, "Wow, I can really speak English now. So, if it feels difficult at the moment, that's completely normal. What matters is that you start small, maintain a positive attitude, and keep moving forward. Now, let's talk about how to take your first simple steps to speak English every day. Taking your first steps to speak English every day. Now that we've explored why speaking English can feel daunting, let's talk about a crucial step, starting with small and simple sentences. This may sound easy, but it is highly effective. Many learners believe they must speak with long, complex sentences to sound proficient. They hesitate, trying to find the perfect words, and often end up saying nothing at all. Here's the secret. You don't need lengthy sentences to start speaking. You just need small, manageable ones. Using short phrases allows you to feel more confident. When you stick with simple sentences, you don't have to overthink. You can concentrate on speaking clearly. This approach reduces stress, and when you speak without anxiety, you start to enjoy the process. And that's when real learning occurs. Let's look at some everyday examples. Think about how we communicate in our daily lives. We often say brief phrases like, "Good morning, how are you?" or "I'm fine, thank you." These small exchanges are genuine and effective. For instance, when someone asks, "What's your name?" you can simply respond, "My name is Maria," or even just, "I'm Maria." You can also describe your daily activities using simple phrases. For example, say, "I wake up at 7 o'clock, I drink coffee," or "I go to work." These are short sentences, but when you vocalize them daily, you develop the habit of speaking. The more you practice using your voice, the easier it becomes to construct longer sentences later. Try this every day. Say 5 to 10 small sentences about your day. You don't need a partner, just talk to yourself. You might stand in front of a mirror or quietly speak while cooking, walking, or cleaning. Say things like, "I am cooking rice," or "It is a sunny day," or "I am going to the shop." This practice is not silly. It's training for your mouth and brain to work together in English. Using simple language is not a sign of weakness, it's a smart strategy. Native speakers also use straightforward words all the time. They say things like, "I'm tired," or "Let's eat." You don't need complicated grammar or difficult vocabulary to sound natural. The goal is to communicate, not to impress. In fact, when you speak in short, simple ways, your brain learns faster. You feel more relaxed, and when you are relaxed, your English flows more smoothly. Later on, when you're ready, you can work on building longer sentences. But for now, focus on mastering the shorter ones. Remember, consistency is key. Speaking is like exercising. You don't build strength by going to the gym once a month. You strengthen your skills by practicing a little every day. So, make speaking your simple sentences a part of your daily routine. You can practice while brushing your teeth, walking to school or work, or making tea. It doesn't matter where or when you do it. What's important is that you do it. You don't need perfect grammar or complex words. You just need to begin. Use the vocabulary you already know, speak clearly, and take your time. This is the best way to embark on your speaking journey. So now, take a deep breath, smile, and say something in English, something small and simple. Say it out loud. Yes, out loud. This is your first genuine step toward confident English speaking. And I assure you that with time, it will become easier and more enjoyable. Understanding the real problem now. Let's pause for a moment to truly understand the core issue. Many English learners think, "I can't speak because I need more grammar or vocabulary." So, they keep studying. They read books, memorize word lists, do grammar exercises, and watch English videos. They may even understand native speakers quite well. But when it's their turn to speak, they freeze. They can't find the words, feel nervous, and often end up saying nothing. Here's the reality. Grammar and vocabulary are not the real problems. You likely already have a good grasp of grammar and understand many English words. You can read, listen, and even write. Yet, when it comes to speaking, something holds you back. What is that something? The real issues are fear, lack of confidence, and the absence of a speaking habit. Fear can be incredibly powerful. You might worry about making mistakes, feel shy, or think that people will laugh or misunderstand you. Perhaps you're concerned about your accent or pronunciation, or you feel you're not quite ready yet. As a result, you say nothing, remain silent, and wait. But here's the catch. That day when you feel ready may never come. Many learners wait for the perfect moment to speak. They think, I will speak when I know more words, or I'll speak when I finish this course. However, that day often doesn't arrive. English is not something you simply finish. It is a skill you practice and use that if you keep waiting for the right time, you might find yourself waiting indefinitely. The longer you wait, the more your fear grows. Your confidence diminishes, you avoid speaking even more, and you remain stuck. This is why many learners feel they're not making progress. Not because they lack intelligence, but because they aren't speaking. Another real challenge is the absence of a speaking habit. You don't need to speak for hours on end. You just need to practice a little every day. However, many learners focus solely on reading, listening, or writing, neglecting the crucial act of opening their mouths and speaking. Speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth, tongue, and brain all need training. Just like learning to play music or ride a bike, you must engage your body, not just your mind. So, the key is simple yet powerful. Start small, start now, and don't wait. Don't aim for perfection. You don't need big words or flawless grammar. What you need is action. Start using the English you already know. Use it today. Use it right now. Begin with short sentences. Talk about your day. Describe what you see. Speak to yourself, or even talk to your pet. Say something in English, even if it's just one sentence. That's how you establish a habit. That's how you build confidence. Little by little, your fear will diminish. Your voice will grow stronger, and soon you'll feel ready to converse with others. The mindset shift from fear to action now. Let's discuss something very important. Your mindset. Your mindset refers to how you think about speaking English. If you want to become a confident speaker, you must make a small but powerful change in your thinking. You need to shift from fear to action. Many English learners are afraid of speaking. They fear making mistakes and worry that people won't understand them. They may even dread that someone will laugh or think they aren't good enough. This fear can be paralyzing, preventing you from trying at all. And if you never try, you never improve. But here's the truth. Making mistakes is a natural part of learning. In fact, mistakes can help you grow. Every time you make an error, your brain learns something new. Each mistake is a small lesson, not a failure. It provides valuable feedback, showing you what to work on. So instead of fearing mistakes, learn to embrace them. They are not your enemies. They are your teachers. That it's also important to remember that you don't need to be perfect to speak English. Many people wait and wait until they feel they've achieved perfection, but you don't need flawless grammar or pronunciation to communicate. What you genuinely need is confidence, and that confidence doesn't come from studying more. It comes from speaking more. English is not merely a subject in school. It's a tool for communication. You use it to share ideas, express feelings, ask questions, and connect with others. Just like any tool, you don't need to use it perfectly. You just need to know how to use it effectively. When you shift your mindset to focus on communication rather than perfection, something remarkable happens. You stop being afraid and start enjoying the learning journey. You begin to use the words you already know and take action. When you try, you start to improve. You win small victories, like introducing yourself today, asking a simple question tomorrow, or describing your morning routine the next day. These small wins are powerful. Each success builds your confidence, and as your confidence grows, you become more comfortable speaking English. You no longer feel so nervous. Instead, you feel proud and excited. You start to believe, yes, I can speak English. So what should you do now? First, tell yourself that it's okay to make mistakes. Everyone makes them, even native speakers. Second, remind yourself that you are learning and growing. Every time you speak, you are becoming better. Third, focus on using English, not just learning it. Say something every day. Even if it's not perfect, just say it. Talk to yourself, to friends, or to your teacher, anyone. The more you speak, the more natural it will feel. Let's change that mindset together. Let's stop waiting. Let's stop being afraid. Let's take action. Speak today, speak now, one word, one sentence at a time. Trust yourself. You are already better than you think. You don't need a partner to start speaking now. Let me share something many learners find hard to believe at first. You don't need a speaking partner to start speaking English. Yes, you can begin speaking English right now, all by yourself. And yes, it truly works. Many people think, I can't speak because I don't have anyone to practice with, or no one around me speaks English, so I can't improve. But that's simply not true. In fact, some of the best English speakers started by talking to themselves, and you can do the same. You don't need anyone else to begin. You have the most important person with you all the time, yourself. You can practice speaking English anywhere, whether you're in your room, in the shower, cooking, or walking. You don't need a classroom, an app, or permission. You just need to open your mouth and start speaking. You might be wondering, what should I say? Great question. Begin with simple sentences. Don't attempt to create long or complex phrases. Talk about your day. For instance, when you wake up, say, "Good morning. I am going to take a shower now." When you're cooking, say, "I am cutting the vegetables. Now I am boiling water." When you're preparing to go out, say, "I am putting on my shoes. I need to take my bag." These sentences are short and straightforward, but they help you practice forming words, using verbs, and thinking in English. The more you do this, the faster your brain will adapt to speaking English, and soon it will feel more natural. You can also express your thoughts or plans. Say things like, "Today, I want to study English for 30 minutes," or "I feel happy today because the weather is nice." These types of sentences connect English with your daily life, making your speaking more impactful. Another excellent idea is to describe your surroundings. Take a look around your room and speak. "This is my bed. It is soft and warm." Or, "There is a window. The sky is blue today." It doesn't need to be profound or special. It simply needs to be English. The more you describe, the more confident you'll become, and you'll learn to speak without pressure, which is incredibly helpful. Here's the best part. You don't need to do this for hours. Just 5 minutes a day can lead to significant improvements. Even starting with just 3 minutes is perfectly fine. The key is to make it a habit. Just like brushing your teeth, make speaking English a regular part of your daily routine. When you speak to yourself, you are training your brain to think in English. That's powerful. You're also conditioning your mouth, tongue, and voice, all the physical components needed to communicate clearly. Each time you form a sentence, you are building muscle memory, which means you'll speak more fluidly next time. Don't wait for someone else to initiate conversation. You are your best speaking partner. Speak with yourself, talk aloud, think in English, and enjoy the process. It's simple, it's free, and it genuinely works. Use the words you already know now. Let's explore one of the biggest secrets to speaking English more easily: using the words you already know. Yes, that's right. You don't need to learn difficult or advanced vocabulary to start speaking. In fact, attempting to use complex words can slow you down and make you feel more anxious. Instead, focus on simple, clear English and utilize the vocabulary that is already in your mind. Many learners worry that if they use basic English, others will think they're not intelligent. They might say, "I want to speak like a native speaker, so I need to use big words." But this belief is misguided. The reality is that even native speakers often utilize simple language in their daily lives. In real conversations, people don't always use fancy vocabulary. They say things like, "I'm hungry, let's go," or "I feel tired." These sentences are short and straightforward, yet they work effectively. Stop trying to impress others with complicated words. Instead, impress them with your clarity and confidence. Speak clearly and use the words you know. Express yourself in a simple way. This is the best method for effective communication. For example, if you want to say, "I'm feeling extremely exhausted due to excessive workload," that's a long sentence with complex vocabulary. You can convey the same idea in simpler English. "I'm very tired because of too much work." Both sentences express the same meaning, but the second is easier to say, remember, and understand. When you focus on using your existing vocabulary, you will feel more relaxed while speaking. You won't have to pause to search for the perfect word, and you won't worry about sounding overly academic or professional. You'll speak naturally and effortlessly. And that's the goal. How can you practice this? One effective way is to choose 5 or 10 common words you already know, such as go, eat, work, happy, or school, and create simple sentences with them. For instance, you could say, "I go to school every day," "She eats lunch at noon," or "I am happy today." These are short, correct sentences that are easy to say and help you build fluency. You are training your mouth and brain to work together in English. You can also practice by describing your day using simple words. For instance, "This morning I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I had breakfast. Then I went to work." Nothing complicated, but still clear English. You are speaking, thinking, and building confidence. Remember, you don't need an extensive vocabulary to start speaking. You only need the courage to use what you already have. You know more than you think. Don't wait to learn 1,000 more words. Use the 100 words you already know effectively. Each time you speak with the vocabulary you have, you take a step forward. Your fluency grows, your confidence increases, and gradually, more new words will naturally come into your speech. But you must start with what's already inside you. So repeat after me. I will use the words I know. I will speak simply. I will speak clearly, and I will speak with confidence. That's the way forward. Simple, clear, and powerful. Practice speaking out loud daily. One of the most effective ways to enhance your English speaking skills is by practicing out loud every single day. While it may seem simple, the impact it can have on your fluency, pronunciation, and confidence is truly remarkable. You don't need a partner or a classroom. All you need is your voice, some time, and a desire to improve. Speaking out loud, even when you're alone, helps your brain and mouth coordinate effectively. It trains your tongue and vocal cords to move correctly, and over time, speaking English will start to feel more natural. To kick off your practice, consider reading out loud. Choose a book, a short story, or an article that you enjoy. Read slowly. At first, paying close attention to every word. Focus on how the words sound. If you encounter an unfamiliar word, look it up and listen to its pronunciation. Then practice saying it several times until you feel comfortable. Reading out loud not only improves your speaking, but also enhances your listening, vocabulary, and even grammar. Over time, you'll notice that your sentences flow more smoothly, and your confidence will soar. Another great way to practice speaking is through shadowing. This involves repeating after English podcasts or YouTube videos. Select a short clip, maybe just a minute or two, featuring someone speaking clearly and naturally. First, listen carefully, then play it again and repeat the sentences exactly as you hear them. Aim to mimic the speaker's tone, speed, and pronunciation. Shadowing is an effective method for sounding more like a native speaker. The more you practice, the more natural and fluent your speech will become. If you don't have time to search for podcasts or videos each day, you can still engage in simple speaking exercises by yourself. For instance, describe your day out loud in English. Start by talking about your morning. I woke up at 7 a.m. I brushed my teeth. I had breakfast. Then share your plans. Today, I'm going to the market. I need to buy vegetables and milk. These may seem like small details, but they are incredibly effective. Talking to yourself in English reinforces real-life language skills, helping you build sentences more quickly and think in English rather than translating from your native language. You can also choose a topic and speak about it for 1 or 2 minutes. Topics can range from your favorite food, childhood memories, weekend plans, or even your opinions on current events. Set a timer and aim to speak without interruption. Don't worry about making mistakes. The goal is to keep speaking and build your confidence. If you get stuck, pause, think of a different way to express your idea, and continue. With daily practice, you'll improve your ability to express yourself clearly and comfortably. The most important thing is to build a habit. Learning English involves more than just understanding grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary. It's about using the language consistently. Speaking is like exercising a muscle. The more you utilize it, the stronger it gets. So, make speaking part of your daily routine. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes each day for speaking exercises, whether in the morning, during a walk, or before bed. Even short practice sessions done regularly will lead to significant improvements over time. Remember, fluency comes from action, not just knowledge. You might understand a lot of English, but unless you practice speaking regularly, becoming fluent will be challenging. So speak out loud every day. Read, repeat, describe, talk, and express yourself. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect sentence. Just start speaking, step by step, word by word. You'll become more confident and fluent. Keep going. You're doing great. Record your voice. One of the most underrated but incredibly effective ways to improve your English speaking skills is by recording your voice. Initially, this may feel strange or uncomfortable, but trust me, it's a powerful tool that can significantly accelerate your growth. When you speak English, you may not always notice your mistakes in real time. However, when you record yourself and listen back, You can hear exactly how you sound, where you hesitated, which words you mispronounced, and which sentences felt smooth and natural. This self-awareness is crucial for improvement. You don't need fancy equipment to do this. Your smartphone or any simple voice recorder will suffice. Most phones come with a built-in voice recording app, making it easy to start. Begin by talking about simple topics. For example, describe your day. Today I woke up early. I had a cup of tea and went for a walk. The weather was nice, and I saw some children playing in the park. Keep it natural and don't stress about mistakes. The goal is to speak freely and let your ideas flow. As you gain more comfort, expand your topics to include your dreams, future goals, or opinions on various subjects. For instance, one day, I hope to travel to another country. I want to experience a different culture and meet people from around the world. Once you finish recording, take a break, then come back to listen to yourself. At first, you might feel shy or embarrassed, but try to listen with curiosity instead of judgment. Notice your pronunciation and identify any areas for improvement. You can also compare recordings over time to track your progress. The first time might feel awkward, but the more you record yourself, the more comfortable it becomes. Each time you practice speaking out loud, you're training your brain to think in English. This is a significant step towards fluency. You'll begin to feel more natural and comfortable, and your speech will become more automatic. So, if you're serious about improving your English speaking skills, consider making voice recording a part of your learning routine. Set aside a few minutes each day or a few times a week to choose a topic, press record, and speak. Then listen, learn, and try again. Don't worry about being perfect. Focus on being consistent. Over time, you'll become more fluent, confident, and proud of your progress. Shadowing practice. Repeat like a shadow. One of the most effective techniques to improve your English speaking skills is a method called shadowing. While it may sound mysterious, the practice is quite simple and incredibly powerful. Shadowing involves listening to a native speaker and repeating what they say immediately, like a shadow following them. You don't wait, pause, or overthink. You simply listen and repeat almost in real time. This method may feel challenging at first, but it's fantastic for improving pronunciation, fluency, listening skills, and even confidence. When you practice shadowing, your goal is not just to understand the meaning of the words, but to copy the exact rhythm, tone, and speed of the speaker. You become like a mirror reflecting their voice with your own. This training helps your mouth, tongue, and brain coordinate effectively. Over time, you'll sound more natural and pick up the melody of the English language. The rise and fall of native speakers' voices. Shadowing is also beneficial for your listening skills. Active engagement forces you to listen carefully to every word, sound, and pause. This focused practice trains your ears to catch small details you might miss when passively listening to a video or audio. Begin shadowing. Select short and simple materials. Look for slow videos or podcasts designed for English learners, or even this podcast episode you're listening to now. Avoid fast-paced or complex conversations initially, as they can be overwhelming. Start with 1 or 2 sentences at a time. Listen to a sentence and repeat it right away. You can pause the audio, speak, and then continue. As you grow more comfortable, try shadowing without stopping, speaking along with the audio simultaneously. It's perfectly fine if you don't catch every word at first. Just keep trying. If you need to, go back, listen again, and repeat as many times as necessary. The important thing is to maintain regular practice and not give up. Your brain and mouth need time to adapt to the speed and sounds of English, and shadowing provides just the right practice. You don't need to spend hours on this. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a significant difference. Consistency is key. Shadowing every day, even for a short time, will help your speaking become more automatic and fluent. It's also a great way to prepare for real conversations. When you shadow regularly, you become quicker at forming sentences and more comfortable speaking without translating in your head. This transition is essential to becoming a confident communicator. Moreover, you don't need anyone else to shadow with you. You can practice anywhere, at home, while walking, or even while cooking. Just put on your headphones, choose your audio, and start shadowing. It's like having a speaking partner in your pocket. So, if you want to sound more fluent, speak more clearly, and feel more confident in English, give shadowing a try. Start small, stay consistent, and allow your voice to follow the sound of fluent English, just like a shadow. With time and regular practice, you'll see a significant change in how you speak and how natural it feels. Speak with a mirror or camera one. Straightforward yet surprisingly effective way to improve your English speaking skills is by talking to yourself in front of a mirror or recording yourself with your phone camera. Initially, this may feel odd or even a bit silly, but trust me, this technique can do wonders for your confidence, fluency, and overall comfort with speaking English. When you speak in front of a mirror, you're not only practicing English, you're also learning how to communicate more naturally. You can observe your facial expressions, gestures, and posture, all of which are essential components of effective communication. In everyday conversations, we don't just use words. We also rely on our facial expressions, eyes, and body language. Practicing in front of a mirror increases your awareness of these aspects. You'll notice how you look while speaking, allowing you to improve not only your verbal communication, but also your nonverbal cues. This practice also helps you develop eye contact, which is vital in English-speaking cultures. When you make eye contact with yourself, you build comfort and confidence. When you're accustomed to looking into your own eyes while speaking, it becomes easier to make eye contact with real people during conversations. You can talk about anything. While using this technique, describe your day, share your future goals, or talk about your weekend plans. For example, look at yourself and say, "Today, I'm going to talk about my favorite hobby." Then, speak as if you're presenting to an audience. This practice combines speaking, thinking in English, and using natural body language, helping your brain and body to work together effectively. Using a phone camera works similarly, but it offers the added advantage of allowing you to watch your performance afterward. Open your camera app, press record, and speak for 1 or 2 minutes. Afterward, play the video and observe how you performed. How was your pronunciation? Did you use filler words like or too frequently? Were your gestures natural? These observations will help you identify areas for improvement. Over time, you'll notice changes. You'll become more relaxed, more expressive, and more fluent. The first time you record yourself may feel uncomfortable, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Every time you speak English, you're training your brain to think in that language. This is a significant step toward fluency. You'll gradually feel more natural and comfortable, and your speaking will become more automatic. Even just 5 minutes of practice daily can make a substantial difference. The key is consistency. Make it part of your routine, maybe after breakfast or before bed. Stand in front of the mirror or record a short video diary in English. These simple habits help build fluency, boost confidence, and make speaking feel like a normal part of your life. Don't underestimate the power of the mirror or your camera. They can serve as your private practice partners, allowing you to express yourself, build your skills, and become more comfortable in your English voice. Every word you speak brings you closer to fluency. And remember, it's perfectly okay to feel uncomfortable at first. That discomfort signals growth. Keep going, keep speaking, and let your reflection show you how far you've come. Find a safe speaking partner. One of the most valuable things you can do to improve your English speaking skills is to find a safe speaking partner. This doesn't have to be a teacher or someone with perfect English. In fact, it's often more beneficial if your partner is also learning or someone who understands the language learning process. Learning takes time, patience, and kindness. A safe speaking partner is someone who won't judge you for making mistakes, who will support you, and who will grow together with you as you both practice speaking. Conversing with someone, even for just a few minutes a day or a few times a week, can make a tremendous difference. You'll become accustomed to expressing your thoughts out loud, learn to respond in real time, and, most importantly, start to feel more comfortable using the language in real conversations. If you don't have someone in your immediate circle to practice with, don't worry. There are plenty of ways to find speaking partners online. Join English learning communities on social media or use language exchange apps. These applications connect you with other learners from around the world. You can practice speaking in English while helping them with your native language in return. Many learners discover lifelong friendships through these exchanges, and it's a fantastic way to explore new cultures while practicing English in a friendly, low-pressure environment. When you talk with a partner, aim to speak for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. This duration is sufficient to warm up your speaking muscles and build fluency. while also being short enough to avoid feeling overwhelmed. You can choose topics in advance or utilize conversation prompts. Some pairs like to share 3 things that happen during their day, play vocabulary guessing games, or alternate telling short stories. The key is to keep the conversation simple and enjoyable. You don't need to speak perfectly. You just need to speak. And remember, the relationship between speaking partners should always be based on respect and encouragement. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes, and don't apologize for your English. You're learning, and that requires courage. Also, be supportive of your partner. If they are also learning, they will make mistakes just like you. Celebrate each other's progress, and don't feel the need to correct every little error. Focus on communication, building confidence, and enjoying the learning journey together. As you continue to speak regularly with your partner, you'll notice many changes. You'll begin to think more in English, feel less anxious about speaking in public or in class, and become quicker at responding and more natural in your expressions. These improvements don't happen overnight, but they do occur with steady, consistent practice. That a safe speaking partner can provide motivation, accountability, and excitement for your learning journey. If you're serious about becoming a better English speaker, find someone you feel comfortable with. Whether it's a classmate, a friend, or someone you meet online, the connection and support are what matter most. Speaking with another person brings language to life. It makes everything more real, more enjoyable, and more meaningful. So take that step, reach out, and start talking. You're not alone in this journey. And with the right partner, every conversation can become a step toward confidence and fluency. Set small speaking challenges. Another effective strategy for improving your English speaking skills is to set small speaking challenges for yourself. These challenges don't have to be difficult or lengthy. In fact, the smaller and more enjoyable they are, the better. When you establish tiny goals to accomplish each day, you cultivate the habit of speaking regularly, and over time, these simple exercises can lead to significant improvements in fluency, confidence, and creativity. You stop waiting for the perfect moment to speak and begin using English as a natural part of your daily life. A great way to start is by talking about your day for just 1 minute. This may sound easy, but it's an excellent exercise. You can do it in the morning, after lunch, or before bed. Set a timer, look in the mirror, or use your phone to record yourself. Start with, "Today I woke up early," and keep talking until the timer goes off. Don't stress about grammar, just keep speaking. The aim is to remain in English, even if you have to use simple words or repeat yourself. Another fun challenge is to ask 3 questions in English every day. These can be directed to your speaking partner, teacher, or even to yourself. For example, "What time is it? How was your day?" Or "What do you like to eat?" If you don't have someone to ask, write down your questions or say them out loud. This practice helps you become more comfortable forming sentences and initiating conversations. You can also engage in pretend challenges. For instance, practice ordering food in English, even if you're not in an English-speaking country. Imagine you're at a restaurant and say, "Hi, I'd like a chicken sandwich and a bottle of water, please." You can even act out an entire conversation with yourself. This kind of role-playing is beneficial because it prepares you for real-life scenarios, helping you feel more confident when it's time to speak English in public. The key to these challenges is to keep them small and enjoyable. Don't overwhelm yourself by attempting too much at once. Instead, gradually increase the difficulty level as you gain confidence. For example, after practicing 1-minute talks for a week, aim for 2 minutes. After ordering food, try giving directions or describing a photo. The more you challenge yourself in a fun way, the more you grow. Don't forget to celebrate your wins, even the small ones. If you complete your 1-minute talk, give yourself a high five. If you ask someone a question in English and they understand, smile and feel proud. Progress in language learning comes in small steps, and these speaking challenges are playful methods to push yourself forward, making speaking feel like a natural part of your life while reminding you of your capabilities. You don't need perfect English to tackle these challenges. You just need the courage to try. Each challenge you complete helps you break the fear of speaking. It trains your brain to think in English and builds your fluency. Little by little, your fear will diminish. Your voice will grow stronger, and soon you'll be ready to engage in conversations with others. You can speak English. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize one crucial message. You can speak English. You truly can. You don't need to be perfect, nor do you need to know every single word. You don't have to wait until you feel completely ready. You just need to start. Speaking English isn't about talent or luck, it's a skill. Like any other skill, it develops through practice, little by little, day by day. Sometimes, we believe that fluency is something magical that happens naturally for some people, but not for others. This is a misconception. No one is born speaking English. Everyone learns through practice and perseverance. Every successful English learner has made mistakes, felt nervous, and struggled to find the right words. That's part of the journey. The only difference is that they kept going. They spoke anyway, and with time, their speaking became smoother, quicker, and more confident as, oh, don't wait until your English is perfect. That moment may never arrive. Remember, speaking is how you become better. It's not something you do only after you've improved. It's a vital part of the improvement process. Think of it like learning to play the guitar. You don't wait until you're a professional musician to start practicing. You begin with simple chords and make mistakes along the way. But with time, your fingers move faster, your rhythm improves, and suddenly you're playing songs. Language learning functions in a similar manner. Your voice is your instrument, and the more you use it, the better it sounds. Every time you speak English, even if it's just a few words, you progress. Each sentence you attempt, every mistake you make, and every moment you choose to persevere instead of giving up contributes to your development. You might not see immediate results, but they are happening. Those small steps matter more than you realize. Fluency doesn't arrive in one grand moment. Rather, it's built from countless small victories. So celebrate each success. Whether it's the first time you order coffee in English, speak for a full minute without stopping, or comprehend a joke in a conversation. These are significant achievements. It's perfectly okay to feel nervous, make mistakes, or forget words mid-sentence. That's all part of the process. What truly matters is that you don't allow those moments to deter you. Every time you push through fear, you become a little braver. Every time you attempt to speak after making a mistake, you grow a little stronger. Before you know it, what once felt difficult will start to feel easier. Your apprehension will fade, replaced by confidence, connection, and joy.asu. Progress on your English journey. Keep this in mind. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Continue to show up, speak, and practice, even when it feels awkward or slow. Your progress may not always be loud, but it is always real. One day, you'll look back and realize how far you've come, not because you studied the hardest, but because you kept going when it mattered. You are not alone. Millions of English learners around the world, just like you, are learning step by step, word by word. With each small effort, you are becoming one of them. A global speaker, a confident communicator, someone unafraid to use their voice. Be proud of yourself. You've already accomplished something incredible by simply starting. Now keep going. Speak a little more every day, believe in your ability to grow, and always remember, you can speak. You are speaking, and you are progressing.